Hi, everyone. Welcome to A New View. I'm Shira, and I'm here with Kim, Lee, and Gigi. We are four friends, speakers, and professionals from different cultures, backgrounds, and age groups coming together to offer healing and inspiration. Remember when the pandemic first hit and we all realized that it was our cue to slow down? Well, guess what? It seems like we forgot. Today, we're going to talk about what drives our incessant need to be so damn busy and ways to avoid getting suckered back in. So, ladies, are any of you feeling the pull?
Feeling it.
I feel like I want to go first by saying that while, yes, we all know that we built this show on the idea that the pandemic was a really important pause for all of us and a really strong sign for all of us to slow down. I feel like I have stayed very busy during this time, creating things that I may not have otherwise had the time or the bandwidth to create, including this show. And I feel like in this case, what we're talking about is just a measurement of when it feels good to put your energy into something, when it feels good to be busy with things like the things that I'm passionate about. I'm always make time for. I feel like I need to check myself when I start feeling overwhelmed. I don't think that being busy in general is a bad thing. I thrive in busyness and I know that about myself. And so I stop making myself wrong or bad about having a lot going on because I have a lot of energy. I need to get it out every day. And creative ways and talking to people and socializing are ways for me to do that. But it's when I start feeling like drained and sort of like pulled down by all of the things that I have on my list or on my calendar that I really start to have to like, okay, what is this about? Why am I filling up my time so much? Go for a walk, take a deep breath, cook a big meal. Like it's all going to be there tomorrow, you know? That's what I feel is so important about this time right now, because people are so eager to get back to it. And what are we getting back to?
Absolutely. I can so relate to you, Juji, because I too thrive on being busy. So whether I'm working, whether I have stuff to do at home, whatever it is, my lists are always full and I always have multiple lists going on constantly. And I'm okay with that. I like it. But it's when I start to feel overwhelmed with having so many more things on that list that are starting to feel farther away from my grasp. That is when I need to check in with myself as well. We need to kind of, I guess, set our priorities sometimes, or I know I do. What's my priority? How much can I take on? It needs to also be realistic to the extent of like, let me take on all this stuff because I like being busy, but to the point of where I can accomplish it all in a timely manner without getting crazy.
Yeah, no, and I think the other thing we wanted to tackle today is this notion of multitasking, which, it's such a buzzword. And the truth of it is that you really can't do multiple things at the same time well. And I think that our brains like have been so programmed to be jumping from this thing to that thing to that at the end of the day you're like, well, what the hell did I do? Because I was doing 30 things and I wasn't doing any of them well. So it's a question of focus. The busy part is not an issue. Like, of course we all have things going on, but it's a question of quality. It's like when I'm writing this email, because I am such a victim of this too. It's like I'll write the email, ping. Oh, what did they have to say? Blah, blah, blah. Then I go back to every time you go back to the email that you're trying to finish, you have to reorient yourself. So you're like wasting more time and more energy to get back into what you were doing. And it's so hard. I think the technology and society has literally turned us into, I don't know what it's turned us into, but the humanness and the being able to focus and the quality of our work, I think definitely suffers. So that's the part for me that I literally have to go, like, either you shut your phone off while you're doing something, or if you do get distracted, just go. I literally find myself doing this. I'm like, nope. And I just stop myself. Nope, you were doing this, finish this, and then do that. It's a discipline and it's not easy.
Yeah, and on the flip side, sometimes we have, or I know I have, like on my list, things that are mindless that I really don't need to focus on too much. It's like, make this plan with this person, schedule this appointment, like just do it, just scratch it off your list. And it's those other things that come into play that, yes, we do need to give them a little bit more attention and make them a little bit more quality, that hopefully we don't, lose out on those. But yeah, sometimes they're mixed in, these tasks that we have that it could be mindless. But one of the things that I love is that when I do have all these things on my list, is love checking them off or crossing them off. Oh, what a great feeling. What a great feeling. And then when I have lists that are kind of done, and throwing that out feels so good too.
And guess what? We're all going to die with a to-do list. I tell you.
For sure. For sure.
Everybody is so different too, because I'm exactly what you guys all just described, but I have a few people in my life who not only cannot have a to-do list, but just naturally can only do one thing at a time. And if that's all they do that whole day, they can't think about tomorrow until tomorrow. And the planner in me is a bit envious of that lifestyle. And then a part of me would rather be a little bit more in between, not so much like that, like just somewhere in between, more balanced. But I just want to add that I'm the same way, love the busy. I tend to overwhelm myself. And it's really taken practice and time and maturing to do that check-in with myself. It's something that sometimes I'm more in it, and then all of a sudden I'm in the overwhelm, and then I just have a meltdown, or I just feel so unhappy because I just got into this place where I'm like, how did I get there? Who did that? I did that. And then it's like too late. I'm in it and I'm upset. But sometimes I need those meltdowns to be able to do that check-in with myself, because I've always prided myself on being the best. I'm an amazing multitasker. I am. I know it's why I've gotten hired my entire career in television. I've always worked on multiple projects at once. And it's one of those things that I didn't realize until now, like more now, recent. My brain, literally can't handle that many projects at once. But I feel like when I was younger, it could. Probably didn't do as good of a job as I thought, maybe looking back. But now that I'm older, I had to really have that conversation with me. Like, if this person doesn't want me to keep working for them, that's on them. I can't physically, literally, emotionally, mentally handle this many things on my plate on a daily basis. Right. And it's so much of it is saying no. I feel like every episode we've ever done, it's like all comes into play: boundaries, saying no, self-love, realizing what works for you, what doesn't. It's like, it's just such a journey. It's such a journey. I remember walking down the street on my phone, rushing to return an email while walking down the streets of Manhattan. And a bicyclist went by so fast, I almost got hit. It was like, I felt the wind from him passing me. I was so scared. I was like, oh my God. And it really shook me up. But I can't tell you how many times I see people walking and texting, and I'm just like, don't do it. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah. Do you guys ever feel like you just need to rest from all of the stuff that you're doing? Like, it happened to me this week, and I feel like every 2 to 4 weeks or so, it catches up with me physically and I rarely feel like I need to either take a nap in the middle of the day, which I never do, but that I'm so tired that I just really just need to get to bed early. It's a rarity, but that's my signal very often to know that I've just been at it for too long and doing too much, you know, and not just work. It's just like work and going out and meeting this one and talking to this one and catching up and the emails and the texts and just rest does it for me.
Doesn't it make you wonder, Lee, like, how did we get here? How do we get to a place where society, companies we work for, look at multitasking and loading up our plate, like, just is a good thing?
Yeah, I think it's accomplishment. You want to accomplish your tasks for the day. You want to know that you can do it no matter what it is, you know, being a good parent, being a good employee. We have things to do. And the more we take on, I feel like a lot of us measure our success with that.
Like you failed if you can't do 20 things and cross it all off.
Especially us females. I feel like we are multitasking professionals. Yes.
Well, I know that we have all expressed in this circle that we love being busy and we love multitasking and that we are good at it. But I feel like I want to say, like, I want to honor people who don't feel comfortable in busyness. I really want to honor that, like, that isn't for everyone. And what feels true is that there are people who bring a value to our society and our world that aren't, like, it's not about their output as much. It is much more about their being. It's a lot more about, like, their spiritual contribution to where we are in our worlds. And in a way, we probably couldn't be the multitaskers that we are and the busy bees that we are without them, because they're the ones sort of like holding this space for us. I mean, we just interviewed Jess about her work in the Akashic Records, and that's not a quantifiable thing. It's not a quantifiable skill. Like, what we are talking about right now is our productive output that you can see on a list that can be crossed off. And it's really difficult when that's the only thing that we put value on in this world, and something that isn't quantifiable and yet so valuable isn't seen in the same measure. And so I just really want to honor that there are other ways in which we can show up in this life with a smile on our face and that be more valuable than, like, how much we got done today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
We should not overlook that. And you're right.
It's really more about your own way of processing things, right? Like, I can clearly see now how I was busy and in overwhelm, because to me, I correlate that with my people pleasing, and also everything's a priority, right? Like, the not being able to prioritize has been my downfall. And I have changed that so much now that I've, like, been aware that I'm, like, people pleasing and trying to have other people perceive me as, oh, she's getting so much done. And it's like, yeah, but I'm taking myself down in the process, and I'm losing myself in the process. And I have to say that starting my day off with meditating and intentionally slowing down, literally just slowing the hell down, like the pandemic has forced us to do, which we're now sort of, like, forgetting about, I am so much more productive and present and in the flow of things when I slow down. It's the irony of it all. Like, we think, like, oh, busy, got to get more done. But when you slow down, you are actually doing yourself a favor. And so not only are you not overwhelming yourself, but you're just staying on the task and being focused and being good to yourself. Because you know what? Like, think about your heart racing and your mind racing. Like, that's unsustainable. Like you were saying, Lee, before, like I feel tired every few weeks. I just get really tired. So why not do the preventative way of like it's cumulative, right? But if every day we go, just going to breathe, I'm going to take a walk, I'm going to meditate, like you're so much more productive that way. I love the irony of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also just want to add, usually when you were talking about honoring people that don't thrive in the busy, there's such a part of me that's so envious of that. And being that I'm not one of those people, the thing I honor too is, or at least I'm really, really grateful for, is that journey of the juggle, the finding the balance or trying to chase the balance, because in that journey is how I learned to constantly take care of myself, doing the check-ins, slowing down, Shira, like you just mentioned, really resting. That's been happening to me a lot lately too. And so I'm so grateful for that journey, because it's what's teaching me how to take care of myself. So it's a good thing in that aspect. Oh, and working from home, I have to say, I work from home, and all of us do. Oh, Lee, not you, but a lot of us do. And there's a lot of people working from home nowadays. And I've been hearing it so much that a lot of my friends working from home are like, I work more now than I ever have. Where in the beginning of the pandemic, I heard more of, I have so much more time now. I don't commute, or I can go grocery shopping at 8 a.m. before I start work, but now I'm starting to slowly hear more of, I check email at 8 in the morning. I find myself doing things at night, and I'm guilty of that too. But it really does come back to self-care, boundaries, setting, like Shira, you're talking about prioritizing. That's setting a boundary for yourself. This is what's important to me. This is what I want to make time for. So that's.
And I love the preventative aspect, Shira. And for me right now that I just started a new job, like literally a couple of weeks ago, I think it's been, very exciting. And at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do that. And then after work, I'll do this. And in the morning, I'll do that and get my workout. I'll do everything. But yes, I need to find my balance and hopefully prevent this burnout where I need to rest. I don't want to need to go to bed early.
Yeah. Well, I love the saying, just do today. Right? Because a lot of times we get into overwhelm because we're like, think of all the things that we have to do and now and in an hour from now and tomorrow and next week. Just do today. Today is a nice little gift that we have. There'll be plenty of time. That's the other thing. It's like, I don't have any time. I don't have time to do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You'll never get it all. It'll never get done. It'll all never get fully done. It's like just taking those minutes to breathe, right?
And the way that you just whispered that just really calms me down, Shira. You're like, just do now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's soothing.
I'm channeling my inner Eckhart Tolle. Anyway, I think this is a great place to wrap. We hope you enjoyed our conversation as much as we did. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and be sure to let us know if you have any topic requests or questions by commenting below. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching and stay safe, everyone.